I don't know how the doctor community is taking AI because I'm sure everybody is arriving at the doctor's door with some diagnosis and a prescription from ChatGPT, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel, and of course things will evolve, how do you think AI is impacting the longevity science, the medical practice, and so on and so forth? Is it just a tool?
Yeah.
Is it possible that like people are blaming advertising that the bottom end of all the advertising work will actually be done by AI?
Sure.
So will that happen to medicine as well? That you don't need GPs anymore?
You don't need GPs, you need GPTs or something. Look, I won't have a crystal ball, but in 2017, I gave a TED talk where I was conversing with the idea that by 2030, I believe that 90% of all consultations will be within autonomous digital intelligence, right?
Yeah.
And this is in the days when Siri was just coming onto the market. Alexa was just beginning to be introduced by things. So I think there's no doubt there are advantages to it because it allows the individual, the practitioner to scale, to have sort of a co-pilot, all of these things. The worries which you were describing, which is when people get a definitive diagnosis or they think they've gotten a definitive diagnosis and then have a prescriptive plan and then execute on that without that human intelligence layer. We use those agents in our practice today, but I think in the right hands, where it can be a baseline and then the human doctor then sits on top of that information, that's very helpful because suddenly you can see 20 people in an hour as opposed to seeing a few people.
It helps you scale up.
Absolutely, absolutely. But until the right checks and balances are there in place, I think it's going to take time. Classic example is we still see a lot of hallucinatory problems. So we feed the same data set to different LLM models and they will all come up with a slightly different interpretation. But then you repeat that exercise 3 times and each time the interpretation is subtly different as well, right? So that is an intrinsic challenge. But I'm sure there are much smarter brains working on this problem globally.
But you're excited about it? Not excited about it?
I'm excited because I think it can fundamentally democratize health. It can allow individuals anywhere on earth to get access to a decent quality of healthcare. And the other advantage to this is that our human brain is limited in its ability to see pattern recognitions and cross interpretation. So I think the big data problem that AI could potentially unlock in helping us understand unique, let's say, metabolic signatures or cellular pathways or drug-drug interactions, all kinds of things could potentially be unlocked through this over the next few years. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this space.
Interesting. Nice. And from a larger India perspective, right, we started the conversation talking about, sedentary lifestyles, not sleeping enough, not walking enough, protein deficiency, and so on and so forth. So say 10 years out from now, from an India perspective, if you were to look at a positive scenario, what changes would you expect in India from a health, lifestyle, well-being, practices, behaviors perspective?
Optimistically, right? I think we would have shifted from a curative to a preventative model. I think we would have done that, because there was too much financial pressures to solve for a curative model in society. We can't ape the West. I often remind people that the US last year, no, this would have been 2023 data now. In 2023, I believe the US spent somewhere north of $4 trillion on their healthcare costs alone, right? About 20% of their GDP, something like this. That's greater than our GDP currently. So we can't ape the models that have happened in other parts of the world. So I think either because of sort of financial modeling or sort of demographic shifts, we will move from curative to preventative. I think that's number one. I think the second thing that we'll see a lot more of is the seamless integration of data into our day-to-day lives. Right now, it's still very much a few people have devices and it's still sporadic to extract the information from there. I think the penetration, commoditization, miniaturization will all feed into personalization, and a lot more people will start to have things.
It's possible to have that at scale.
At scale, at scale. And more than scale, it will begin to influence the decisions that people make, right? There's no reason why the food delivery app can't talk to my glucose monitoring device so that I know exactly which of the foods that I can or shouldn't be ordering.
Ban you from ordering a gulab jamun.
That might be a little bit too, it depends how heavy-handed we want to be. I know there's a syntax which is almost upon us, but it could be that, or it could even just be a recommendation layer.
Engine,
Exactly, right? So I think we can dream of a better version, but it'll take a lot of effort to get.